money, decision, resetting your life, money, and decisions. Episode 2, today, Studio Hub, of course, is the second edition hosted by me, Nwale. I'm an author, an entrepreneur. Today, we are going to be reeling out the strategies, the pattern of behavior which you're going to apply this year to reach your desired dream. Stay back as I open your eyes, your mind, to reset your mind, to reset your heart. Of course, the most important thing about today's podcast is clarity and direction. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And then we will be unveiling a new topic that's very interesting and it's going to help you, help your life, and help you to make clear and unambiguous decision for the year. If you're sleeping, wake up. If you're listening to me, clear your eyes. This is a time for radical change and radical shifts. Topic today is how to make one decision that change your next 10 years. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So pay attention and do not go away as we dig into this thing. One of the quotes from the owner of the Disney World, Walt Disney, he said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Some of you are still dreamers. And today, we want to make you wake up from your dream and take action. Action, action, action. Most people don't fail because they are lazy. And that's exactly what we're talking about. A lot of people don't fail in life because they are lazy. Pay attention and understand what we're talking about today because it's not about rhetorics. We're talking about something practical steps. People fail because they never take action. They never made a clear decision, a clear-cut decision that will be able to take them to their desired destination in life. So one clear decision that your life, my life, and every one of you who are watching us right now, or who are going to be watching this YouTube podcast, streaming live from Facebook, streaming live from TikTok. So if you are watching us, just hit the button that you're with us. And then type one thing that you want us to address before the end of this podcast. So one decision that can change your life in the next 10 years. That's exactly what we're going to be unveiling to you who are watching us, who are listening to us this morning. This episode dives deep into a pervasive paradox affecting countries, countless individuals. And that's countless individuals, numerous individuals across the continent. So it's not just about you or whoever is across borders, across the world. Whether you're in the first world, third world, it's the same thing, that way of faith, mindset shift, mindset challenges. We examine the fundamental. That's what this podcast is all about. Examining the fundamental, those fundamental distinction that between you yourself, because everything you have to change your mindset. Between yourself, mere activity, rather than a focus, uninterrupted decision that can transform your life. that activity and genuine progress is what we're talking about. There must be a genuine progress. That progress, challenging the status quo, challenging the normal, and then shifting your mind to that thing that will take you to your desired destination. So you challenge the common misconception, that it is normal. Some people will say it's normal to lack money, or it's normal to be poor, or it's normal not to progress. No, it's absolutely not normal, because God created us that we will achieve our full potential on earth before the time we will answer the call of nature, which the depth everyone holds. That misconception that effort alone guarantees success. No, we're going to be digging into this today. Why? Despite all your hard working, despite all your effort, despite all that you're doing, despite all the unwavering commitment and sleepless nights, men, ladies and gentlemen, there is something you are missing. And that is why I am so passionate about digging into this. I know a lot of motivational speakers will tell you this 5 ways for you to succeed, 5 ways for you to become worthy. No, I'm talking from the experience. Many of you are sleeping. Many of you have not taken the hard decision. Those things that people don't want to do. We're talking about dedication, relentless pursuit. Do so many find themselves trapped at that dungeon of life. We're talking about that dungeon of life, of standstill, where you have reached the bottom of no return. You either give up or you continue. And that's the stuff we're talking about, the stuff of the doers, the stuff of those who have achieved success, the stuff of things. Think about them. I'm going to be making references to some of those doers and those inventors, and you can see how they were able to get to where we are. So we are diving deep into a crucial theme today: resetting your life, money, and decision. So I'm emphasizing this so you can get clear. And if you have not been following us, start to follow us now, because we're going to be discussing things that are very important and germane to your life. And those are the things that we want to be doing this year. In this podcast, we're going to be talking something that will deeply into our circumstances of life. The money and decision matter. That money matter is what we're talking about. This isn't just about motivational talk. It's a strategic guide for you, for me, and for everyone watching us this time of the day. We want you to be here. We want to feel relief and knowing that this is the first month of the year 2026. You still have 11 months to go. Again, before we even zoom into 2026, a lot of people have started planning for 2026. But some of you have not even started 2026. You don't even know where you're going. Neither do you know where you are right now. This is the irony of life. This is where the whole thing happened, the confusion, the distraction. Because you must know where you are to be able to know where you're going. There's an adage that says, if you don't know where the rain starts to beat you will not know where it stops. It's an Igbo adage. Again, you must know where you are. That's the clarity of decision that we're talking about. We aim to probe this thing. We aim to make clarity. We aim to make direction. We aim to do away with the distractions of the world full of noise. Noise from social media. Noise from people that you consume a lot of things that filled your mind. Detoxicate those things this year and be focused on what you want to achieve. So stop the blame game. You no longer need to blame anyone. Blame yourself for every mistake. Take responsibility. It's about dissecting the system. That system, the failed system, Most of the third world have failed system. Most of African countries have failed system, failed leaders, leaders that are just after their own. That's why you can see them. They can eliminate anyone because of their decision. They abandon governance because of their decision, their self-ambition, self-interest. The noise is obvious, it's loud every day, not because they want their life to be changed. That's psychological warfare from those in the position of authority that contribute to the pervasive feeling of being used or stuck. Some of them have created stuck in your life. They made us to become confused every day. They're churning out all kind of rhetorics, negative rhetorics, not for the benefit of you or me, but to distract you from achieving your potential in life. That's the problem that we face. And for us at DD Podcast, we want to make you to be focused. Leave these noisemakers, whether they're politicians or individual people that have created niches that distract you from attaining your potential. That's what we want to make sure that you are not stuck this year. We want to make sure that you stick to that particular thing that will make you. Number one, the clarity of how you can get to where you want to get in life. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Don't go away. Stay. Number one is put down what you want to achieve. Be it career objective, or be it business, be it marriage, be it your finance, whether personal decision. Do not be distracted. You must write down what you want to achieve this year. What did I say? Pin it down on your diary. Put it in a place where you can see it, a place where it will be visible. That's what we're talking about. Put it in a bold letters so that you can see clearly. This is what we're talking about today. Once you're able to write it down and then meditate on it day and night. If you are a Christian, the Bible in His Word, God said, meditate on my law day and night. That's how prosperity happens. Do you understand? If you meditate on the word is where the whole decision, the whole life-changing decision, because you must put those things into word for you to be able to be guided accordingly. If God don't want us to know His mind, He couldn't have revealed His mind to the authors of those books in the Word of God, which is the Bible, the ground for Christianity. Because He wants us to know His mind. That's why He revealed Himself through His mind. Imagine if you say you want to get to social destination. You don't know how many minutes it's going to take you. You don't know the route. You don't know whether the bus stops. You don't know where to take the bus or Uber or train. You are likely going to miss your way. This is where you need to be strategic. Pen down whatever you want to do this year. That's the beginning of everything. For example, in the corporate world, they call it a yearly projection, the yearly vision. So every year, they carve out time to discuss their vision, their mission, the strategy, the step, and every member or team will be able in that organization to key into those step by step on how to get there. So as an individual, you need to do the same thing. You need to reshape your life. You need to reorganize your life. You need to write down your objective for the year. That is still fresh. Because before you open your eyes and close your eyes, the 2026 is almost ending. And that's it. You can't hold that watch. The time is clicking, ticking every day. You can't hold the clock. You can't change the clock. And today, the second one is make one skill that can pay you anywhere in the world. Whether you are in Nigeria, or whether you are in overseas, you will be able to work without location restriction. And how do you go about that? You must learn one skill. Now we are the advent of AI. It's not going to go away. We're in the advent where ChatGPT is giving you information prompts before Google. In fact, Google are now embedded AI into their home office. Did you see what we're talking about? The search engine, the world's most popular search engine, have incorporated AI to generate prompts from their search engine. So they're not sleeping. They're buying this stuff, putting in this stuff. Why are they doing that? Because they don't want you to go away from their home, which is their website, which is their platform. Because if you discover, any day you discover that ChatGPT and AI generated prompts are more fast, more elaborate, more 99 precision accuracy, that day you will leave Google. And so that's why the owners and the managers of Google don't want you to go away. So what do? They incorporate the AI. So listen, you do not need to invent anything new. All you need is to learn new ways of doing new things. Google did not shut down their space. They did not shut down their home or their, databases and all the platforms. They incorporated, they included the latest technology, which is AI. If you think that AI is not going to take away some of the jobs you're dreaming, it's already doing that. Elon Musk has already created artificial robots that can do some jobs. Even Amazon, the owner of Amazon, did the same thing. Autonomous vehicles or car already operating by Elon Musk. So in the nearest future, you will have vehicles that are driving by AI, autonomous. No one is controlling it. Autopiloted. And maybe in the future, we're going to have autopilot plane. Of course, now you can put the plane on auto mode and it's going to be just cruising. Listen, if you are in the third world, refuse to be alienated by the world that we live. Because the guys in the California who are inventing every day, technologies giants, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Disney Junior, the Disney World, the owner of Disney World, they're recreating everything. They're recreating things. Even in the third world, people are now building islands. Some backward individuals are kicking against, self petroleum stations, diesel and petrol dispensing stations without station attendants, the petrol dispensers attendants. They kicked against it in Nigeria. I read it and I laughed that it's going to take away their jobs. And those guys, unions, are kicking against it in Nigeria that they don't want the petrol station owners. I can't remember particular petrol station owners. These are what we call innovators who has gone overseas and they see something good, a concept that will be able for you to drive it through into any petrol station, put in your card, put the pumping into your vehicle and dispense, put the amount you want without any contact with any human being. Those things are already in the Western world. For those of you who are living in diaspora, that's what is gravitating us to the Western world. And someone in Nigeria is bringing a new concept, and the unionists are kicking against it. What a backward thinking that we have. What an archaic and a very low mind thinking, a low circle of people who don't want to change, refuse to be transformed, and they're thinking they're still living in the 1990s. We are talking about 2026, the era of AI, the era of disruptions, of AI, artificial intelligence, and someone is still talking about, you want people to be keying up on the filling station? You are kidding me. You want somebody to beg somebody to put the pump in their vehicle? You are kidding me. Ask the guys in the US or Canada, Australia, or Indians and some other countries. In the UK, you don't need fuel attendants to get your fuel dispensed into your vehicle. All you need is your card, cardless card. You drive into the filling station, you buy your fuel, and you drive away. Why would you need someone to come to see someone? That's why we are still in some part of the world. They don't want to go away from analog. They want to keep on. That's why the corruption is so monumental. This is what I'm talking about. A monumental fraud. These guys don't want to leave analog. People are creating things that you don't need to see your fellow human being to get any service done. Banks are incorporating all those things. You go to the bank, you deposit your money without having to see cashier. They are putting all those things at the ATM, you deposit your money. Automated service, you get away with it. And you want the government parasitators, they don't want to move away from that because of corruption. It's all about mindset. It's all about shift. 2026 should be a shift. These guys know what they're doing. Don't be fooled by them. They know what they're doing. They want to manipulate the system. That's all they're doing. Manipulation of the system. When the world is growing, they want us to remain backward. Why? No transparency. If you like shouting tomorrow, they don't want the system to work. Why would you want the system to work that benefits the few? The few are getting richer than the state. Why? Because they can manipulate the figures. They manipulate contracts. They make a lot of money. Someone from nowhere will become a billionaire driving convoy without history. You working from January to December, you cannot make the money that they make within seconds. Not that they are smarter than you, man, because of the analog. Any day you automate the system of any third world country, be it in Nigeria, be it in Ghana, be it in some Cameroon and Guinea-Bissau or some other countries, that day you will see a drastic change and development that we're talking about. You will not even bother to go to overseas. Why? Those things that attract you to overseas will be at your doorstep. Why did you want to go to there when you can get it right in your doorstep? Guys, if you are in the position and you're listening to me right now, I want to make you uncomfortable. Listen, stop manipulating the gullible people that you cover in the name of analog, and you don't want to change a dysfunctional international system that cannot dictate fraud is not a system. Any system that cannot dictate someone trying to manipulate it is not a system. Churning up policies, you go to the travel overseas, you spend money, the government and people's money, you go there, you brought in policies. That's what they call ecosystem. Every part of this universe, world, the environment, every policy, you consider the ecosystem, you consider the environment, you consider those people who you are turning up those policies. For example, you talk about taxing system that is operated by the first world, UK, US, Canada, and all other countries. Those taxing systems, they've created systems that work for their citizens. They have citizens can eat without having, whether they are working or not working. They have guaranteed of their daily bread. Now you're bringing system that the governments of those countries have already created a buffer. They are what they call protection for the vulnerable. So they don't need to go to their bed hungry. Now, what they're thinking, if you own a business, you are guaranteed, even if that business goes down, the government will bail you out. There's money already waiting for you. Now, the second one I'm going to be talking about, and that's why I want you to pay attention to what I'm talking about today. Idea. In the Western world, in the US, for example, Canada, they want entrepreneurs to come in. They want business owners to come in. In the UK, there's a pathway that can be created by the government that allowed an entrepreneur idea, bring in the idea. If you are smart in the marketplace, they want you to come into their country. Why? You create jobs. You solve problems. Without solving problems in the world, adding value to people's life, you're not going to make it change. You're not going to move away from where you are. Money, you exchange value for money. You get paid by the value you bring to the marketplace. No one pays you if you're not bringing any value. That's the third point I'm going to be talking about today. So look at what the value you can add into the marketplace. The marketplace we're talking about is the consumers. What are you bringing into the marketplace? Is it product? Is it service? So look at those things. Those are two things you have to find in the world. Either you're selling the two things you can sell, product or service. Choose one. Don't look far. Some of you are still looking far. You were watching a YouTube of a Western world in the US that has an ecosystem, stable electricity, stable power, stable transportation system, stable medical care. Those are the things they've created in those countries. That's why they tax their citizens. Because the government have created the infrastructure, the ecosystem. So you don't have reason why you will not pay tax. Why did the third world resist tax? Because there is nothing to show for it. You've been taxing them since they were born. And they are now adding more tax burden, justifying it, bringing a foreign policy to the world that has no structure. Has no structure. They manipulate the system, manipulate people into positions without accountability. And you want to bring that system, and you think people will not resist? They're going to resist it. Do the first thing first. There's a saying that says, a baby first starts by crawling, then they start walking. In fact, they even start by standing. And then they start taking a step, a baby step. For we that are into the private sectors and business, there's what we call baby step in business. You take one step. First and foremost, the idea, the service. What do you want to do? Product. You do your own visibility studies. You do your own research. You come up with your prototype. You test the prototype in the marketplace. Whether people, the consumers, because you're not going to use it. This is a good idea. Taxing system, good idea. But test the the system. Test it. Let people use. So does it solve their problems? And once it solves their problems, they're ready to pay. The consumers will pay. Whether it is B2B or B2C, you choose those stuff. Government is no longer being operated by analog. Have a human face. Explain to people where you are going. People cannot follow you blindly. I mean, we are in the 21st century. Come on, man. People cannot just follow you blindly. A clarity of purpose, and they'll be able to understand where you're going. They will follow you. That's why you see some, religious leaders. People think they're manipulating their following. No, they have seen the result of the word of God have transformed their life through the preachers. So they follow them. That's why the 12 disciples followed Christ. They threw away their occupations. Remember, a fisherman threw his boat and followed Jesus. Remember, a farmer, someone who's a farmer, left their horse and followed Jesus. If you are clear in unambiguous in whether it is governance, whether it is a private sector, public sector, they will follow you. That's why you see, make America great again. The slogan of President Donald Trump, make America great again. And then the same thing, the former President Obama came with his own, building the walls, rebuilding the walls. So what I'm talking about today is clarity. Write down what you want to achieve. The goal for the year. Make it clear. Make it bold. In a very one sentence, straight sentence. The second one is the idea. That idea causes you sleepless nights. That idea makes you restless. It must be something that scared you. It must be something that people will hear and say, are you out of your mind? That's the only way you can break away from this poverty mentality and perpetual lack. And then, whatever you want to offer into the marketplace, get a clear skill, a skill that you can earn money anywhere in the world, whether it is digital skill, whether it is products, but make your products accessible in the marketplace so that people can buy, your immediate community can have access, and also the global community. The world is a global village. They can also have access. If you like what I have just said today, join our community of TD Hope. That's where the podcasts in mind shifts, where we demystify, where we guide you step by step on where you, at the point A where you are to point B, where we analyze, digest, share out of box thoughts, the ideas, and those ideas are the things from practical experience, not theory, not motivation. I'm talking about from my personal experience. And if you read some of my books, you will see those things that I'm discussing with you here. In many years, I wrote about what the Nigerians, my people, myself, go through. We sleep, we go to bed sleeping, or sleep with heat, on our bed soaked with heat. I'm talking about in 2017, I wrote this. We go to bed, sleep with heat. Maybe you are in the US or Canada, Australia, or India, or perhaps in the UK. You don't understand what I'm talking about. Majority of 90 million or 90% of Nigerians go to bed with heat. I'm talking about serious sweating. And they wake up with the same heat. They hit the road with the scorching sun. No AC on the bus, no AC on the car. Neither is it on the public transportation, no AC. Neither at the bus station, no AC. Very serious sun. We go to the offices, no lights, no power. What we call NEPA or pigs here. That's the word. If you're not in Nigeria, pardon me, that's what we call them here. They withhold the lights, they're holding the power. So now, tell me who you're going to tax. Who are you going to tax? Tax who? The poor, vulnerable people who struggle every day. Instead of you to decentralize governance, digitalize governance, you abuse manipulating the system. Listen, there will be a day of reckoning. Stop all this. Because at the end of the day, that fit, that small hole that all of us are going to put there, just a little seize of your breath, that's the end of the whole manipulation. Think about that. What are you going to leave behind? A chaotic system? Come on, you're not leading. Don't be loyal to one man. Be loyal. The loyalty should be from God. And then the whole people, the Nigerian, or whether Canadian, whether Cameroonian, whether the Indians, or whether anywhere you are, that's your loyalty to the people. Because the people is the power. The people, if they are with you, if you want to go for Tottenham, they are with you. Change this thing, transform this thing, so that the entrepreneurs who are running to the US because they have a pathway for you to come and do business, they will give you grants, they will give you soft loans, they will train you. It's what the program called SAW, American Association of Business. They call them the mentors. These are the people who have run businesses and retired from business. I happen to have attended those programs. That's what I'm talking about. In the US, New Jersey. They train you, the retirees, they call them veterans. The government paid them to identify businesses and they coach them. Come on, which one are you doing to the business owners that are suffering? And they want to tax them to death. What are you doing to them that will make them productive? What are you doing to them? You tell me. So you must build something for something to happen. You can't do something out of nothing. Some of you who are in the position will be upset on this thing. But I'm telling you, listen, all these things that you guys are churning out day by night without a proper analysis and a proper documentations and data analysis of what you want to achieve, test run it. Why would private sectors and anybody who want to form a business, we create a prototype? Any government in any part of the world, they create a prototype. The citizens will feel, they have a feeling of what you want to do. They feel it. They understand it. And there will be seminars and conferences and debates from all over the sectors of the economy. The private sectors will drive it. We in the private sector will drive it. Because you have to drive it. Not bringing some sections of the political loyalists, and you say, oh, they are okay. Come on, guys, change this thing. Change this thing. Stop all this manipulation. Thank you for watching us today. We will be continuing this. And if you like what I'm saying on this podcast, hit the button, subscribe, follow us, because we're going to be analyzing topics. We're going to be analyzing issues that connect, speak directly to where you are. We're going to be offering you out-of-box solutions. Whether you're a working class, whether you're a business owner, public servant, you can work in a very smart way, and you can make it right from where you are today. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys. We want to see you again. Thank you. We love you all.